What's one thing you learned from all the married men in your life?
Married men aren't faithful. And I'm speaking from personal experience. Of all the married men I know, I only know 4 who've never actually married with their wives. The rest of them, including my own dad, they all have multiple wives. Mind you, in my religion, it's permissible to marry up to 4 wives. But with that comes responsibility. And of all the men I know, Wallah al-Azim, only one of them treats his wives equally. And before y'all come running up talking about, it's our right to marry 4 wives, it's not your right, it's a privilege. And Wallah al-Azim, I don't think you guys understand the severity of the consequences that comes with not treating your wives equally. 95% of these men who have multiple wives, wallahi, they're better off not marrying them. Y'all just buying straight tickets to hell at this point. But do you, sis?
What's one thing you learned from all the married men in your life? I'll go first.
They cheat. Every single last one of them. Please point me in the direction of a married man who has not cheated at least once.
What's one thing you learned from all the married men in your life?
They marry the woman they know will stay, not the woman that they really want. They marry for security, not connection, compatibility, or even strong sexual attraction, because if she's too sexually attractive, she'll have too many options. Yeah, they marry for security.
What's one thing you learned from all the married men in your life? I'll go.
No, I'll go first. So, married men act more single than single people themselves. Let me explain. So when everybody was like, oh, you need to get to know people and you need to, find someone, blah, 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 I signed up to Muslim dating apps. Don't judge me. And the reason why I permanently left them is because 70% of men on there are married men. You match with someone, you start talking to them, then you discover that, bam, they're married. Can you married men leave those apps, please? Because we're trying to find other single people and you're in the way.
What's one thing you learned from all the married men in your life? I'll go first.
A woman will come into your life and add one of 2 things, either value or chaos, and there is no middle ground. An OG told me that many men unknowingly stay in toxic situations because they are only conditioned to view chaos as overt, such as loud, argumentative, combative, and insufferable. But many men don't understand that chaos can be very subtle, and the subtleties of chaos include unchecked emotional instability or baggage, relationship sabotage or self-sabotage, and the big one, manipulation. When you use the chaos versus value metric, it's easy for you to discern where her efforts truly lie in your life. Are her efforts aligned with creating the best version of herself for your relationship, or are her efforts aligned with creating disturbances to your peace? And when you discern that she's in your life for ulterior motives, it's easy for you to hand her that pink slip, resign her position in your life, and tell her there's the door.
What's one thing you learned from all the married men in your life? I'll go.
That the notion of happy wife, happy life is complete bullshit. If you gotta go out of your way to try to make somebody happy who can't inherently make themselves happy, you will never have a good life, my dog. And as much as society tries to downplay the importance of a male figure in a lot of situations, a happy man in a marriage is a happy marriage. I can see these motherfuckers in the comment section now.
Oh my god, you're so misogynistic. Oh, you do not like the women. Oh.
Shut the fuck up. Because if I'm supposed to be the provider, if I'm supposed to be the protector, you know, that thing that women want traditionally, but they don't want to be traditional women. If I'm supposed to be all that and I'm happy, then my entire family is happy. Because how can happiness not fall down from me if I'm the head of the household? And most women will agree. They may not openly agree, but they'll agree that the more you sacrifice and do for them, the more unattractive you become to them.
What's one thing you learned from all the married men in your life? I'll go first.
Married men cheat. I'm a stripper and I come across a lot of married men, and none of them are faithful. They are often willing to drain their bank accounts to get a woman in their bed that is not their wife. Their wife who sacrificed her body, her livelihood, her mental health, and so much more to be connected to them for the rest of their lives, only for them to turn around and cheat. Married men are not faithful. And even outside the strip club, given the right opportunity, they will take it and they will sleep with another woman. I don't understand how. And this is exactly the reason why I never want to get married.
What's one thing you learned from all the married men in your life?
Okay, so I'm gonna make this very semi-short and sweet. I used to be a dancer, and a lot of the dudes were really open about them being married, even for like 20 plus years and having kids, etc. They're probably the nastiest people that come into clubs. I don't know what it is about them. They just, they want to come in there. They want to disrespect their wives. They think it's like basically like a free-for-all. Like their marriage means nothing outside of the club. And they're always like putting down their wives to compliment you, like, oh, you're so much skinnier than my wife. You're so much prettier than my wife. My wife doesn't look like this anymore after kids, blah, 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 blah. These women sacrifice their mental health, their physical bodies, and probably any other compromise she made for your dumb ass. So I don't really trust married men.
What's one thing you learned from all the married men in your life?
That it does not take a man that long to know if you are the one he wants in his life forever or not. I was sitting around talking to my daddy and my uncles one day, and all my uncles on like that side of the family. Well, not all of them, but in this particular group, all of them are married. They always try to be in my business and ask me questions because I don't bring nobody around because I already know the vibes. But anyway, but all of them said, like, and mind you, they all been married 10 plus years at this point. All of them said that they knew their wife was their wife within the first 6 months of being with them or knowing them. And on the outside looking in, it looked like they were moving really fast when in reality, they just knew what they wanted and they weren't about to play with her. So ladies, they be knowing. And if you desire commitment, if you desire a long-term situation and he ain't made that move, it's because he know you ain't it, sis. So don't waste your time and clear that space for the person who's supposed to be there.